Hello and good morning. Good morning. Today I want to give us all a message that today is a day when we grieve collectively. And I want to put out a message of hope to everyone who feels the depth of their grief today. And I think so often when I'm here, we talk about the people that we love, the people that we've lost, and we work together to work on our grief. But a lot of time we feel alone in our grief. We feel lost. We feel disconnected from other people because we feel like people don't understand the depth of our pain, the depth of what we're going through. And we work really hard to try to make sense of our loss and what it means for ourselves and for our life. And what I can tell you today is that I feel a deep, deep grief for all of it. One of the things that I teach in my courses is that our grief is collective, that anything that we haven't processed, anything that we haven't dealt with emotionally, meaning feeling our emotions, understanding what it means for us, really processing anything that we've avoided or shoved down or pushed down, or what remains stuck, because I think these things release in time. Certainly we can help the process, but sometimes there's things that it does take time to come out. And I'm noticing that for me. The grief that I feel today for all of the people who lost people on 9/11, and all of the people who survived it and who are suffering from the grief, from the tragedy, from the loss, from just all of it, I'm feeling it more deeply. And I remember 24 years ago when I was sitting in my home office, I was by myself in Pennsylvania, and I heard of what happened, but I didn't know anyone who died. It was kind of like friends of friends that I knew it happened to. And because I wasn't quite as close, I didn't feel it then. And maybe it was because I pushed it down. Today it rings true. It hits differently today. Same thing with Charlie Kirk. I didn't know him. I watched some of his videos. I knew who he was. I knew that I liked his messaging. I loved the fact that he could speak the differences and allow the differences and not be triggered by them, right? I have people that I still can't really speak with about politics and things because it's too triggering on both sides. And he had this unbelievable way of allowing it and being okay with it. And so I didn't know him, but his death hit me in a whole different way today. And so I don't know if that's how you're feeling, or if your loss in conjunction with the school shootings, right? There's so many, like I can't even list them all. Right? And I've seen some people saying like, well, oh, you're upset about this, but you're not upset about the other loss. And I'm like, no, it's collective. I think that the hope that I feel today is that we are grieving collectively. I don't know of anyone, at least in my circle, who is not grieving in some way today. All of the people that I know grief today. And maybe it's not as close as losing your child or your parent or your spouse or someone that you cared about, a brother, a sister, a friend. Maybe it's not that close for you, but there is still a collective grief. And so I don't have all the words. I don't know what to say. What I do want to say is that we need to talk about this, that we need to keep sharing our grief and know that grieving and being sad and crying and letting emotions out is not something to hide. It's not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength, because we can only grieve because of how much we love. And I've been listening to some of the work of Joe Hudson. And if you don't know him, I would recommend looking him up. He's becoming more popular right now, and I just found him on Facebook, honestly. But his work has been changing my life, and will affect the work that I do with all the people that I'm helping through the grief process. But one of the things that he shares is he teaches you how to love your emotions, to love all of them, to love the hurt, to love the pain, to love the heartbreak. And the way he talks about loving heartbreak, this heartbreak that we feel collectively today, the sorrow, the depth of it, the way to love it is to know that with every heartbreak, with every depth of the pain that we feel, that it opens our heart a little bit more. And what that means is that we can love more deeply. Will it mean that we hurt more deeply? Yes. But what a gift it is to feel the depth of our pain for the people that we care about and the people that we think about that we don't even know. Like, my heart hurts for his wife, Charlie Kirk's wife, and his children who will never get to know him other than through pictures and memories. And my heart hurts every day for all of you, because I know that you're here because you're hurting. And sometimes it makes me want to run from the work that I do, because it can be hard to hold all of the depth of that pain. But I am anchored in knowing that there is love, and that there are good people in the world, and that if you are hurting, it's because you are a good person, because you want the world to be as good as it can be, that we're always striving to be better versions of ourselves, better versions of this life that we're living, to find out who we truly are, what our identity is, what this grief in this life, what is the purpose? Why are we here? It's something that we're all looking for. That if you're here, if you're watching, if you see any of my videos, if you've watched any of my videos, it's because you're looking for something. And I would love to hear from you about what it is. What are you looking for? What do you want to find? And what do you need today? Today is a day to let yourself grieve, to let the emotions flow. You can watch the news pieces, and when you are touched by them, cry and let those tears flow. Let the emotions move through you. Tears are in no way a sign of weakness. Tears are a sign of love. They are a sign of healing. Here in Virginia Beach, it's raining, and I took my dog outside, and I just decided not to have an umbrella because I wanted the rain to hit me, because I wanted to feel it. Because I do believe that God is crying today, and that's what the rain looks like. That's for me, not necessarily for you. But if you are crying today, if your tears are flowing, if you are touched by everything that's going on, I want you to know that it's because of your heart. It's because of the emotion. It's because you feel deeply. You know, Rumi says that the wound is the place where the light enters. If your heart has been cracked open prior to today, or even a little deeper today, that's not a bad thing. Let the light enter. Be reminded of who you are, how you want to show up in the world, and what you want to spread. Do you want to be the person that spreads more pain and hurt and hate, and or do you want to be somebody that sends somebody a message of love today, that puts a post on your social media that's about love and hope and joy? Because that is what our world needs. That the way to get to the joy that we want is to feel the pain and to grieve. Today is a day to grieve. And maybe for you, every day right now is a day to grieve. And so if you're grieving someone today, honor them. Post here, comment below. Say who they are. Say why you love them. Spread some hope, some joy. Because what we don't need today is more pain, more suffering, more fear. I'll be honest, it was hard to let my kid to go to school today. I kind of wanted to keep him home. I want to put him in a plastic bubble and protect him. That is my instinct. But what I have learned, because I know that kids die, because I lost my son, that the son that I sent to school today, I'm ready. I'm ready for him to come home. I'm ready for him not to come home, because I live every moment knowing what I have in gratitude, and knowing that none of this, that a future is not promised. And do I think that it's wrong that lives are taken by assassination? Hurts my heart. It's hard to even intellectually wrap my head around all of the people, 3,600 people that died in 9/11, and all of the family. They say that for every person who dies, that a minimum of 7 people suffer. So imagine the amount of suffering that's going on right now in this world. And what we should be doing is not adding to that suffering. What we should be doing is spreading joy in a way that's true, in a way that's real, and being able to hear other people's pain and discomfort, and just being able to sit with it without trying to fix it. We don't have to make it all better. What we have to do is we have to grieve together, collectively. And one of the founding principles of Grief Inspired is that it's always done in hope. That there is always hope. That there is love. That the hardest moments are temporary. And that we will get through this. We will rise. We will learn. We will grow. We will become better versions of who we were all meant to be. And if we can do that for ourselves, then the world collectively gets better. So it can feel overwhelming for me. I don't know if it does for you, with the way the world's been going. The hate and the division. I don't want that. I don't want to contribute to that. I want to add a little bit of cohesiveness, of togetherness, of hope, of love, of purpose. And in my little corner of the world, if I can do that even a little bit, then it helps with my grief. It helps with my pain. So if you are part of my Facebook group, that's the Grief Inspired Facebook group, go and be there, go and share openly, comment here. But when you comment things of love, comment the truth that doesn't hurt someone else, that is your truth, that is your emotional state, that is your lessons. Just share in a way that's contributing, not taking away from anyone else. And if we can keep doing that, then I think we're on the right path. So I don't have any massive words of wisdom or anything to say other than I'm with you, that I grieve with you. And today for me, it's a deep, deep day of grief. It's hitting harder than it's ever hit before, collectively. I grieve for myself. I grieve for all of you. I grieve for all the people who are suffering. And I pray that God will carry us through. And so that's all for today. Find somebody to hug, find somebody to love, find somebody to call, reach out, connect. That's how we'll get through this. Bye for now.